In a small village in Zimbabwe, there lived a powerful chief called Chief Makwati. Chief Makwati was a just ruler, loved by his people, and he had 4 wives. Sekai was the first wife and the fatal object of affection to the chief. She had been, unlike the other wives, barren for years. Because of this, she became the center of ridicule from the other wives. Sekai eventually became pregnant and the chief was overjoyed, and the entire village celebrated the news. Sekai's pregnancy was a blessing from the ancestors, and everyone eagerly awaited the birth of the future king. The chief had stopped Sekai from doing any chores, instructing the other wives to do everything. This brought so much hate and jealousy to Sekai, but the chief would stand up for her, saying, "I don't want anything to happen to her and my son." But when the day of delivery finally arrived, the village's excitement turned to horror. Sekai gave birth to a baby boy, but he was an albino. The child's skin was as pale as the moon, and his hair was as white as the driven snow. In ancient Zimbabwean culture, albinos were believed to be cursed, born of evil spirits and an affront to the ancestors. The birth of such children was thought to be a punishment for some wrongdoing, either by the individual or the community. They believed albinos after being born should not see the sunrise and should be killed immediately. Chief Makwati was devastated. He had never imagined that his child would be born with such a condition. The king's advisors and the village elders gathered around him, urging him to make a decision. The elders decreed that the child, named Takadini, was a curse and should be killed. They claimed that the child's presence would bring misfortune and calamity to the community. Upon hearing this, Sekai made a decision. She would take Takadini and flee, leaving behind the only home they had ever known. The queen knew that it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to give her child a chance to live, to thrive, and to prove that he was more than just a curse. With a heavy heart, Sekai gathered a few belongings and slipped out of the village, carrying Takadini in her arms. They disappeared into the night, leaving behind a trail of uncertainty and a community torn apart by superstition and fear. As they walked, the queen whispered a prayer to the ancestors, asking for their protection and guidance. She knew that the journey ahead would be long and difficult, but she was determined to give Takadini the life he deserved, no matter what the cost. After days of traveling through the dense forest, Sekai stumbled upon a small village called Musasa. Exhausted and desperate, she sought refuge in the village, hoping to find a place where she and Takadini could start anew. As she entered the village, Sekai was met with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. The villagers had never seen an albino child before, and they didn't know what to make of Takadini. Just as Sekai was starting to lose hope, an old man named Baba Chivero approached her. He had a kind